Minecraft! It's time for more exploration and tactics with Brian, and I already forgot. Take her pillow? Take her pillow. Have I seen this one before? I don't know if that's some pop reference or that otherwise doesn't make any sense to me. Take her pillow is not what we're going to do today in Exploration and Tactics. No, today in Exploration and Tactics, something exciting. I had found a crazy place when I was at home over Christmas in a mushroom biome where I heard all kinds of mobs. In a mushroom biome! What could it mean? We're going to find out. Let's get started. Hello, and welcome back to Exploration and Tactics with Brian. Last episode, I'd promised you guys that we were going to go check out the cool place near the bottom left corner of the map. Are there dungeons there? Basically the bottom left corner of this map over here. Yeah, somewhere down here I heard a bunch of bad guys. And then I ended up not feeling well. I had a really bad night's sleep where I didn't get any rest and didn't get a chance to record the rest of the episode. But I am feeling better again. I have had a good night's sleep in real life. I'm also going to get a great night's sleep right here in Minecraft. And then we're going to go explore this mushroom biome and check out this area under the bottom left corner of the map and see what is over there. So I will meet you guys over there right after I have a wonderful nap, which can happen in 3, 2, 1. A gzzz. That was an awful, like, gzzz. Like, I can't do, like, the sleep sounds that Kurt makes, but gzzz, I don't know where that sound came from. I will quit embarrassing myself with the sleeping sounds and meet you guys over there. Alright, so we're over at the area at the bottom left corner of the map that I want to check out. Just to remind you guys, so this was an area that I originally explored around Christmas time. Back over Christmas, I was... Is there a ladder here? Yes, I didn't originally see it. Over Christmas, I was visiting my mom, and she just has an old laptop, and so I was able to play Minecraft. But the computer that I was playing on was not very powerful at all. There's a bat. Hello, bat. I have something I want to say about bats. The computer that I was playing Minecraft on was not very powerful at all, and so it was great that I was in a mushroom biome, because I could do lots of caving and exploring without having to worry about seeing lots of bad guys. Okay, it does still look cool. And then I was in this area, and I was only on, like, normal render distance, and so when you're on normal rather than far, like, you get more kind of fog off in the distance. But even so, look at this ravine into a mine shaft. Like, that just looks really cool up there. And so I'm glad to see that this is still a very cool-looking area, even when I'm on far render distance. And I think we're just kind of getting off the edge of the map here. And do I remember for sure? Actually, no, this way... I guess I might as well go ahead and mine up some resources. This way... Right, just went off into the middle of nowhere and goes off the south side of the map, I believe. No, this is back into the map. Okay, so this is under a mushroom biome. I haven't been here in like a month, but I'm really curious. I'm pretty sure it's in the other direction. Yeah, it's in the other direction. To go check out this area that I believe was still in a mushroom biome, but I was hearing lots of bad guys, and so I think there's going to be at least one dungeon. I heard lots of spiders and zombies, and so I think there's going to be at least a zombie dungeon. Oh, yeah, that's right. I left a big arrow here. So this, in torches, is like a big arrow pointing this way to tell me, hey, Brian, all the excitement, it lies over here. That's right. And then there was like the boss room over here. I always still call it the boss room, but basically the big dirt area that's the beginning of the abandoned mine shaft. But first of all, I'm going to grab some iron. And yeah, we will start out the episode. Right, I was like listening for zombies over down this way. Let's see if I stand over here if I hear zombies again. Oh, right, and there's lava falling through over there. And I hear zombies, sure enough. And so let's go see if we can just... be out of practice with Minecraft and start digging right above our heads. And have gravel fall on us and die. No, that's not what I want to do. I want to find the source of the zombies, because that definitely sounds like a zombie dungeon to me. And while we're here, we can also collect some gold. I've got a relatively empty inventory, and I have the ender chest on me, and so we can collect lots of resources while we're doing this. Yeah, I was starting to say, I think part 1 we'll do some exploring, and just kind of enjoying the Minecraftness of it. There's water falling through over there. I guess, yes. The pick is much click. I don't know that I've mined the rails since they have like the 3D item effects. And the rails actually look really cool when they were spinning around like that, when there was a group of them. Let's see if I can get a group of them to stack together. Well, even kind of singly, they look cool. Minecraft! I'm enjoying it. I've been looking forward to this for a long time because I was really curious. Right now I don't hear the spiders. Right now I only hear the zombies. So somewhere around here there's got to be a zombie dungeon. And I seem to be getting farther away from it. So let's go back towards there. I've been really curious. And now I just heard a spider somewhere. Alright, if you were a zombie dungeon... Hello, bat. Okay. I'm sure I'm going to be all over the place because I'm a little bit excitable at this point. The thing I want to say about bats is this. So when bats were introduced in the game, I know a lot of people weren't all that keen on them. Like, they make a cool noise, but I think actually it might have been Amlip in one of his videos where he was saying that they were a completely pointless mob, and even if you like them, I think you'd have a hard time disagreeing with that statement, kind of in general, until... Alright, I've gotten farther away from the zombies. I do want to light some of this up since I'm kind of up on this level, but then we're going to have to hop down there to find the zombies. I thought it was kind of just objectively true that the bats were pointless until I was walking around the mushroom biome, which normally doesn't spawn any hostile mobs, which makes it much harder to find cave systems by... I found cave spiders. And I probably spawned a bunch of them over here, and so let's be careful. I probably shouldn't have taken out that just in case there are like a bunch of spawners around here and it'd be a good mob trap place, but oh well. I just took out the cave spider spawner. I think the zombies are back this way anyway. But yes, normally when I'm going looking for cave systems, I do it by listening for mobs, and when there aren't any hostile mobs spawning in Mushroom Biome, you can't use that technique unless there's a big open area that bats are spawning in. And so bats actually do have at least a minor purpose or utility in the game, which is in a mushroom biome, you can listen for bats, and that can help you find cave systems. And so I actually did find 1 or 2 caves while I was just kind of exploring on my own. Oops, whoops, I didn't mean to dig down that far. Simply by listening for the bats. And I think actually digging down that far was a bonus because I think the zombie noises just got louder. And so I believe, in fact... the zombie dungeon that I'm looking for, that I'm seeking, is below me. Although it sounds louder over here, too. I just want to kind of check out if there's a way to walk into it via the normal mine shaft ways, but it seems like I'm getting farther away over here, yeah. Alright, we're definitely going to have to dig down for it, I think. Yeah, because I think it's going to be, like, right below me over here. Yeah, so bats have a purpose. I don't know if anyone is... I'm sure people have thought of that before, but it was the first time that I had thought of that or heard anyone talk about it. And so a benefit of bats is that when you're in a mushroom biome, they can help you find caves, because the bats still... Ah, ha, ha, ha! There we go! Hooray! Another dungeon found. There will be at least 8 zombies in here, because I've given them plenty of time to spawn, and some of them are wielding swords! Look out! Kind of tempted to, like, craft up a bunch of... Ooh! They are pathfinding to me. Do you see that? They just all walked out the door. And so does that mean there's another way up? Where did they go? I presume they were pathfinding to me. Definitely looked like they're walking that way with a purpose. But then, do they lose sight of me and then forget that I exist and not come after me? That's pretty interesting, actually. Or... like, there wasn't a way to walk down here, was there? This is really interesting mob behavior. That could possibly be useful, like, in a mob farm as well, because then this should spawn more zombies if I took the light out. Why were they going that way? I'm really curious about this. Alright, I have a feeling they're all going to run back towards me over here if I jump down here. Where are you guys all going? What is the party? Alright, I'm going to kill them off, and then we're going to go check and see if there's a way to walk up there, or is it just that I'm above them, and if there's no path, they try to get to the highest possible ground they can get to, as their pathfinding algorithm or something? Has that changed, or is that something they always... Oh, hello. Is that something they always had? I'm really curious now about the zombie behavior here. Alright, he's walking up here, and he had walked up here. And this does not walk back around to anywhere where it could get to me. As far as I can tell... Ooh, I hear a skeleton, too. What biome am I in? I am in... Where does it say it? Mushroom Island. So I'm still in a Mushroom Island. And, oh, and I hear skeletons. And so is it possible there's a skeleton dungeon around here as well? If there is, that would be super awesome. I really want to get some of these rails to stack so I can see them floating around in a stacked bunch. All right, let's go listen. Oh, this is lit up. Is this the same? Is this the... Yes, this is where I just walked in. So in addition to the zombie dungeon that we just lit up, so I guess there was a walking path that just went around in the big circle and maybe they couldn't find it. But I hear a bunch of skeletons now, so I really think there's a skeleton dungeon nearby as well. So let's see if we can find said skeleton dungeon. And there was a cave spider spawner. Yes, and so I might have actually heard a triple spawner, well, 3 different spawners of 3 different types while I was inside the mushroom biome over the holidays. Because we found the cave spider spawner, which I destroyed. We found a zombie spawner, and then over here somewhere I heard a bunch of skeletons, and we're going to go find them. Skeletons, where are you? Hello? Alright, I barely hear them now. Yeah, they've gotten quieter, and so I guess they must be further below? I guess is the only reasonable kind of conclusion to get to. I'm mining up the rails because I still need more rails in order to complete the rail line through the nether. Back to my spawn, you know, village base, main base, I guess is the best thing to call it. Village? I don't know what to call it. The place where I spend most of my time living in Minecraft exploration and tactics, which I haven't been to in quite a while. Alright. Let's go find these skeletons. So I heard them kind of here and down. Let's just go ahead and dig down and see if I start hearing them again. Alright, I hear a skeleton. I hear more skeletons. So in any case, I've been away the past few days. Or haven't been away. I've been away from recording, and so we actually haven't had episodes for a few days. For the first time in a long time, so apologies for that. And while I didn't record any episodes, where did the skeleton noises go? Oh, here they are. Oops. I'm not going to bother silk touching the lapis right now, because we have more important things to do. Well, I didn't record any videos in the last few days when I wasn't feeling great. It's not to say that I didn't do anything Minecraft related, because even without recording videos or playing the game, it's still possible as a YouTuber. Aha! Look at this! It is true. Wow. I really didn't think... I thought my ears were deceiving me, or I was too excited, but I was really within range of 3 different spawners of 3 different types in a mushroom biome. And I think this is actually in the mushroom biome. We'll walk in the dungeon and find out if we're still in the mushroom biome or we're actually out in the ocean over here. And my armor isn't that great, but it's good enough that I'm pretty sure I can just kind of power through all the skeletons in here. Awesome. Look at that. And we are in a mushroom island. Yep. Neat. And now I just have to figure out... Oh, I never looked in the chests! I never looked in the chests. There were 2 chests in the zombie dungeon. And there's 1 chest here. Let's see what we've won! Saddle, some gunpowder, some string, and some wheat. Alright, my inventory is going to get very cluttered. Yes, a skeleton spawner could be useful. I want to go find my way back to the zombie dungeon and figure out just how close these things are. Let's see. I may do that off camera. Yes, it'll also give me a chance to get some more thoughts in order. So I will see you guys in a moment. I'm here in the skeleton dungeon, and I hear zombies again. I think they're this way. Or I hear at least 1 zombie. We're still in a mushroom biome. It could be the case that there's a nearby ocean, in which case they could have just be zombies who spawned in the ocean and then walked over here somewhere. Alright, he sounds pretty loud. There's at least 2 zombies. Are they above me or below me? Can't tell. I definitely hear at least 2 zombies. Let's try digging down deeper. Oops. And see if we... I think he's gotten quieter, so I think down is no good. If there happens to be another spawner, like... Oh, is this the original zombie spawner that I just found, or is this a different one? I guess let's burrow through the floor. I see, this is the one I just found. So did it spawn some more zombies somewhere? Maybe did it spawn them through this wall? Oh! Hello, zombie. I bet you this spawner... Like, if it's here, I wonder if there's a spot, like, right here where it could still spawn zombies that was dark until I just lit that up. I bet you that's what it was. And then the other zombie that I hear is probably just the zombie who spawned from that spawner and then wandered off. Alright, so that's not as exciting. I thought maybe there was going to be yet another spawner, which was going to be super exciting. Yeah. Alright, let me get my stuff together. I want to figure out just how close these two spawners are together to one another. Because it might be interesting to have like a mob farm for those two types right together, because I'm not sure. I don't even remember if in the previous exploration and tactics world, I know in this world, I have not found two spawners of two different types that were that close together. Here's some more spiders, cave spiders, presumably somewhere around here as well. But I don't think in this world or in the previous world I've ever found spawners that were that close together that I could like farm them together if I wanted to. So I'm going to do a little bit more walking around and kind of tidying up around this area, and then I'll see you guys in a moment, and we will evaluate these spawners. And I still walked past the zombie dungeon again, and I still forgot to look in the chest. Oops, crap. I want to kill this bat. Ha-ha! I love that noise. Sorry, bats. Yes, so let's take a look in the chest, because I know you guys are wondering what's in them. Oh, baby, 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 I forgot there's a new feature. There's a new feature. Enchanted Book, Bane of Arthropods 5. That's, you know, Bane of Arthropods is kind of like Bane of Arthropods, but Bane of Arthropods 5 that I could put on any sword I want because it's a book and I can use it with an anvil, I think, to put it on an item. Honestly, I haven't looked a whole lot into the new features of 1.4.6, which, why did they start introducing new features in like a dot release rather than a main release? I still don't know. Yeah, all right, and then there's not something that's too exciting inside this one. There's bread, which I'll probably go ahead and stack that up so I can eat it right now, and some cocoa beans, and another saddle. Wow, an enchanted book. So I think maybe, I haven't enchanted any books myself. I think maybe enchanted books are the only new loot that appears randomly in dungeons. And yeah, I guess I didn't explore this area until I was playing at my mom's in 1.4.6. And so as a result, this whole south end of the mushroom biome is new terrain generation and thus might have those new features and stuff like that. So that is a cool bonus. All right, and then the skeleton dungeon, we ended up, I just kind of pillared up from right here. And so the skeleton dungeon is like just a few steps away, right? Yeah, it's right over here. So this is definitely like the two closest to one another dungeons that I found. And it's definitely the case that if I stood over here, I'd kind of be within range of both spawners. And so if I wanted to build some kind of simple mob trap that way, I could. I'll at least think about that. I don't know that I'm in any rush to do that, because I actually have some other building things that I would like to do. Yeah, as well as stories to tell and things to talk about. I was starting to tell about other things that I was doing with my time when I wasn't recording videos. Yeah, I guess I should tell you guys a little bit about that. Let me get back up to the surface, and then I will tell you guys about that. All right, back up top. That is so cool. I really thought over Christmas, I was thinking to myself, I hear all kinds of mobs. I bet you there's 3 different types of spawners. But in my, deep in my heart, I didn't really think there were going to be all 3 types of spawners. And so the fact that we found them was pretty awesome. And then from the zombie dungeon, I dug a staircase back up. And the staircase came out right here, right next to the bed and kind of like the little entrance that I had down that we originally went down. And so that just worked out really nicely as well. And so I was happy about that. And yeah, at this point, I know that probably a number of you like haven't been in a mushroom biome or haven't seen much play through a mushroom biome. But yes, if you're in a mushroom biome, no hostile mobs spawn, even in the dark. And so if you want to, you could walk around in the dark, although then, especially if you're a YouTube commentator, no one can see what you're doing. And so I am going to light things up, and I'm also both so that you guys can see, as well as so I can see, as well as so that I know where I've been. As I kind of mine up more resources, I've gone ahead and put a bunch of stuff in the ender chest to kind of empty out my inventory. And so I'm going to do some just mining as I'm just kind of talking and doing some storytelling. But yeah, no hostile mobs spawn, and so it's a nice little place to just kind of go and peacefully gather up a bunch of resources, although eventually we can see where I am on the map over here, and so, well, you can just kind of barely see it in the bottom left-hand corner. It's covered up by my, heart's health meter or whatever. I don't need all that much coal, but I will gather up all the iron that I see. But yeah, eventually, as you travel far enough out, like the Mushroom Island itself is not all that big, even in this large biomes world. And so as a result, eventually you get out far enough that all of a sudden you discover you're in an ocean biome. And you might discover it because you press F3 and see that it says that the biome is now ocean. Or you might discover it because all of a sudden you start encountering mobs, which when you haven't been encountering mobs for a while, is all of a sudden like a skeleton or a zombie will really startle you, I say from experience. So, but yeah, so mushroom biome caving is fun, and it's also really good for storytelling because I don't have to get too distracted by what's going on. And so the thing that I've done is a lot of video editing, and specifically video editing, putting together kind of a highlights reel of the playthrough that I did of Uncharted Territory 2. And I know, yeah, though Uncharted Territory 2 doesn't get that many views, CTM maps in general tend not to get that many views, and that's fine. Yeah, they're not for everybody, and I understand that some people don't want to watch me play 23 hours of trying to collect 16 wool blocks on one map, because, yeah, I looked through that whole playlist now that I finished the map, and I believe it was more than 23 hours. So you could literally, if you woke up one day after you got, 45 minutes of sleep and said, you know what, I don't need any more sleep today, what can I do for the other 23 hours and 15 minutes of my day? You could watch my entire playthrough of Uncharted Territory number 2, is one thing that you could do. But yes, I know that is not for everyone, but I did decide to edit it down by like a factor of 40 or 50 or something down into a little highlights reel of just some of the best moments that gives you a sense of kind of the overall playthrough. And I think I'm still kind of working on trying to finish off the editing, and I think I'm going to add a little bit of extra kind of original content into the video. But I think it's actually coming out really good, and it's going to be something fun and enjoyable even for people who don't usually watch CTM maps. And so look for that coming sometime soon, hopefully, because I spent a lot of time over the last few days, because again, 23 hours of video, going through all that video to kind of edit it down into something that would be fun for others to take a look at. And I think as I was digging the staircase back up here, there was at least one more unexplored cave system. Yeah, right here perhaps? Oh yeah, it's actually part of the mine shaft, so we might... Oh, whoop, dup, 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 dup. I do not have a bucket of water in my bar, and I see some lava. Even without mobs, it is still very possible to die and lose all your stuff if you get careless in Minecraft. Yeah, carelessness in Minecraft will really own you if you're not careful. Carelessness will own you if you're not careful. That was not a redundant statement at all. Oh dear. I believe I'm going to need a little bit of kind of commentary practice. I'm not sure what's a good word to describe it. But just I've been out of the rhythm of making, just kind of normal Minecraft exploration and tactics kind of videos. Oh, okay, this is when I was exploring around still and was trying to find my way through all of this. Okay. Yes, let's see. There was one other brief story that I think I'll go ahead and tell in this episode. And yeah, so I did some traveling around here in Washington State over the last few weeks. Oh, this is cool. This is just one of these kind of round rooms that you find in cave systems. And so I was driving down the highway in southern Washington, and something happens to me that I think eventually happens to kind of like all, drivers out here when you drive around a bit in a rural area, but it's something that had never happened to me before until this time. And that is I'm out on the highway driving at like 60 miles an hour or something. And all of a sudden, deer, a couple of deer come running out of, the forested area over on the side of the highway into the highway in front of me. And that is a very scary moment. So the good news is they were a bit in front of me, and I was kind of near the front of a group of cars, and there was one car who was further in front of me, and so they came very close to kind of darting out. These deer darting out kind of right in front of that person who was right in front of me. and he kind of slammed on the brakes, and then he was in the right-hand lane, and then I was in the left-hand lane. And fortunately, like, I saw it a bit ahead, and so I didn't have to like slam on the brakes. I could kind of slow down. But the two deer ended up like, they crossed into the median, but then they get scared because all of a sudden there's these cars, you know, going by. Like the first car that was in front of me had gone by, and so one of the deer then starts, you know, darting back across the highway, kind of in front of me. And so I managed to kind of like, at this point, it wasn't so much swerving because I'd slowed down a lot, but kind of drived around him. But then at the same time, oh, I just heard a spider over here. I guess I should continue going this way. I'm not sure if it's because I'm near a mine shaft or because what biome are we in? Mushroom Island Shore, which is the edge of the biome. And so it could be the case that we're getting near the ocean, and I'm hearing actually natural spawns out in the ocean biome in a cave system. And yeah, as far as I could tell, then like after I passed the deer, and then like one of the deer went back into the forest area, but then the other deer was still kind of like trapped in the median and trying to decide what to do. And then there were cars behind me. And as far as I could tell, none of them ended up hitting the deer, but I didn't see what happened to the other deer. But it's a scary moment, and also like I drive a Prius, which is not a very big car, and the deer were big, and so, you know, that is not a battle that anyone is going to win, neither the car nor the deer. If there were a collision, both would end up being losers in that particular collision. But yeah, I imagine that it's something that eventually happens to everyone, because especially like where I am near Seattle is urban, but there's a lot. I've done, you know, a fair bit of traveling in Washington at this point, and there is a lot of, you know, rural Washington, and a lot of highways that just go through places where there's deer and, you know, other big animals. All right, I hear all these spiders, and I still haven't seen them, so there's probably a cave spider spawner down there somewhere. But yeah, that was a scary moment. I'm curious to know of any of you who live in rural areas, if you've encountered the same thing before, or even been in possibly a traffic accident with a deer or some other big animal. But yeah, that definitely got my heart beating. And then it's one of those things that unfortunately, like, then, you know, I was far ways away from my destination. And so like, I'm still like driving for 2 hours, and then you have all this adrenaline in your system that's just kind of like left over and has nowhere to go. And so it's kind of an unpleasant feeling afterwards as well. But in any case, I was happy that I had kind of my wits about me and didn't wind up in an accident with a deer. All right, I think at this point I've kind of explored and mined out a bunch of resources out of this area. And at this point, it may also be... Oh, I've gotten turned around. I thought that was my way up. It is not. All right, I'm going to... Oh, here's where I destroyed the cave spider spawner. The one of the three... Oh, hello. Hello. And does that mean there's another one? Maybe there's another one over here? Another cave spider spawner? Let's take a quick look. I was going to go ahead and start ending the episode, but now I'm curious. All right, doesn't seem like it's this way, so I guess it would be maybe on the other side of this one. That must be cobblestone that I placed. Yes, there's another cave spider spawner right down the hallway here. And I'm going to spawn another cave spider, and I don't have all my hearts yet. Awesome. Hello. And I could be using the... I guess since I already busted the first one, I'll bust this one as well. I'm not going to make a spider trap. Yeah, and I think this was actually a little bit of a ways away from the skeleton spawner and the zombie spawner, and so it wouldn't have been close enough to turn it into like some 3-way or 4-way spawner, but that's still pretty exciting that I found the spawners so close together. And yes, I started to say I could be using the fence posts to my advantage so that I don't actually get hit by the spiders, but I'm still not very good at that because I don't practice it very often. All right, at this point, I think I will go ahead and end the episode. Yes, 4 spawners, 3 different types, 3 of them that I heard from within the mushroom biome. It's pretty cool. Yep, here's this. Oh, maybe that might, the first one that I broke that was like right here might have, nah, I think it was going to be just a little too far away so that I could like stand in one place and be within range of all these different spawners. All right, but that's still pretty exciting for me in terms of something that I haven't yet found previously in Minecraft, these spawners that were all just so close together. Yeah, I'm doing an awful job of ending the episode. Let's go ahead and call it here. I'm curious to know, for people who don't get a chance to see much in mushroom biomes, like on the one hand, it's like it's a mushroom biome, and you saw the mushrooms up on the surface. Underneath, it's caves and mine shafts and usual kind of terrain formation, just without any natural mob spawning. I'm curious to know if people would like to see me hang around in the mushroom biome longer and try to find things to do other than caving without monsters. I don't know that there's a whole lot to do, but I just want to kind of like, offer up the opportunity for people who want me to stick around or have ideas for things that they would like me to do in a mushroom biome that I might not have thought of. Because it's not something you see very often in Minecraft Let's Plays. But apart from that, then I have one possibly monstrously big building project that I would like to do that I'm kind of having second thoughts about because I did the math in terms of how large it's going to be and how many materials I'm going to need. But I at least have one thing that I would like to build that I've been thinking about. And obviously we have to finish the rail line that now that I've collected some more iron and some more rails. I can probably finish the rail line back to spawn, and so we could actually bring some mushrooms in mine carts through the nether back to my spawn village. Would you enjoy that? Would you like going for a ride in a mine cart through the nether where gas might fire at you? And the cow says, nope, I just want to stand on your bed. That's my favorite thing. It's nice and warm. You just slept in it. Oh, you're so cute. Their eyes, the fact that their eyes are just all black, it's both cute and creepy at the same time, I find. Yeah, so in any case, that's something that I'm definitely going to do is build the rest of the rail line back and bring some cows back there, or some mushrooms back there. But yeah, I'm willing to have kind of like input if people want to do any stuff in the mushroom biome just because it is such a rare thing. And in the meantime, otherwise, yeah, we've got enough of this episode. I have a bunch of other things I want to do. I have a bunch more stories to tell from over Christmas and over the last few weeks, and so I need to organize my thoughts a bit better and go ahead and try to tell them. But at the same time, I was just excited to get back and play and to check out that one place that looked really cool and that had all those spawners. So I hope you guys, as usual, are having a great day, a terrific day, an awesome day. I have to give like 3 or 4 qualifiers to the day since I didn't get a chance to talk to you guys the last few days. So yeah, apologies again for not having videos the last few days, but I will try to get back into my rhythm, my usual rhythm of daily videos, and I will see you next time. Have a good day.